Apparently, I have to keep this window open. It can't be minimized because I've done 2 week reviews and I've minimized the recording window as it's recording and it has stopped. And I burned through all my good material. And so this is going to be the shittiest week 5 preview, review, trade agent offer report thus far. I'm low energy. I'm low energy right now. This is just fucking crazy. I hate Windows capture. This is so stupid. So you're going to see me looking over here a lot because I have to make sure that this thing is still fucking recording, because so far it's 1 o'clock in the afternoon my time and I started this at like 12. So I've done 2 20-something reviews and it has quit recording. So, long story short, how do I feel about fantasy football this week? I hate it. The injuries make this game not fucking fun. Apparently, the preseason, if the NFL can't have a legitimate offseason and preseason, they just need to cancel this shit because everybody's losing their goddamn ankles and knees and just fucking shit's blowing up. Not worth it. So, let me go to the league home. Let's go to the scoreboard. Let's talk about last week. I could probably tell you the fucking thing off the top of my head without looking at anything. I lost to David Serbone. David Serbone goes up to 3-2. He put up a pedestrian 129. He played my team, which was absolutely decimated by injuries. I lost Dak Prescott at the beginning of the third. Jimmy G I lost in the second quarter, so he gave me -1 points. It's just, this isn't fun. It is what it is. Derek put up 160 points, high score of the week. Blake getting unlucky, having played the highest point, I think, maybe for the second time this season, so very unlucky for him. Both of them putting up good scores, 161 to 141. Blake, you need to explain to everybody why you started Deebo Samuel over Marquise Brown. It doesn't make any fucking sense. Arthur winning a squeaker against Josh, 135 to 133. It came down to Arthur. Both parties had a player that kind of flubbed it for him. Dalton Schultz for Arthur putting up 1-1. DJ Chark for Josh putting up a 3-1. Yeah, and Josh was saying how he needed Hunter Henry to outscore Drew Brees in order to get the win that week. That was never going to fucking happen. So Josh's team grossly underperforming with a projection of 145. Arthur getting a big win. Hey, 4-1, keep at it, bud. Chad apparently has given up on the season. His team is a total dumpster fire. I don't think he's done a whole lot of trading thus far. We'll talk about that in a little bit. Sean going to 2-3, which we desperately needed, putting up a decent, respectable 132. Chad putting up 109. Chad, we will see you next year as the whatever the fuck it is if you keep this up. I'm totally shot. Can't even think of it. The Goatsy, is that what it was? Sacco? Whatever it is. Last place. Ryan Vecchio putting up 102 because he started Le'Veon Bell, and Scotty Miller gave him 0 points. Otherwise, 102 for 9 players, not terrible. Chris Hussein putting up 133, which probably was enough to beat half of the players out there. Rises to 4-1. John Brown putting up 0 points and having a bunch of people on his bench that want to buy. Sean, I forgot to say this too. You had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 players on a buy. There's a couple different teams that have done that, and especially for someone like Sean who has such an eye for detail, why you would not keep track of that during your draft and just maybe think you shouldn't have Jerry Jeudy, Edelman, Aaron Jones, Hawkinson, and Jamal Williams all on a fucking buy in the same week. That's why you had to start Olamide Zacchaeus. Whoever the fuck that is, gave you 1.8 points. Didn't matter for you. You got lucky because you got 132 points, so, you survived by hell. It was a gamble, and you won. And Chris Hussein, the gravy train with biscuit wheels, as I've said before, who just won't quit. He, too, had 4 players on a bye, and nothing can go wrong for Chris. He's 4-1. He continues onward. The closest game of this week was between Jeremy Noller and Tyler Grumbles, putting up 124 to 123. Tyler and Tyler Fashion loses by the closest margin humanly possible. Both players, having some kind of duds, which is why they went both so low. The projection for what's crazy is that this league right now it is literally a glut of the haves and the have-nots in terms of the number of players that put up projection kind of scores. Like Josh was projected in the 140s, Jeremy's projected in the 140s. The rest of us plebeians are usually projected around like 115 to 120, and you guys are projected up in the 140s, which is just crazy to me. Tyler also having the 5-bye week hell. Could have won this week if you didn't have all of your good players on fucking bye. Word to the wise. Think about that next year, Tyler, if you end up not making the playoffs again because of this little snafu. So, Jeremy is at 4-1, but Tyler's still in it at 3-2, 6 overall. So, for those of us that are 3-2 and 2-3 or 1-4 or 0-5, some of us made an attempt to use the waiver wire, use our budget to fix the problem here. And you can see very clearly that those of us that are in that range are actively using the waiver wire. The rest of you guys apparently don't need to or have already given up like Chad. Chad, I don't see any. Was there any attempt by you this week? No. And I get you got a baby. I get that. But that doesn't give you an excuse to just give up on the season either. So let's talk about Chris Hussein for a moment. This I didn't spend all my energy on the first 2 fucking goes around on this goddamn video. Chris Hussein put in $0 for Chase Claypool. For those of you not in the know that didn't have time to watch any football this week or go through highlights and stuff, Chase Claypool was a free agent wide receiver from Notre Dame. He was drafted. He was drafted by Pittsburgh, but he was like a later round pick, I thought, and put up what should have been a 5-touchdown game last week. And so nobody knows who the fuck Chase Claypool is, and he just kind of came out of nowhere. So in our league, clearly, for those of you that are 3-2, 2-3, you're going to have to try to do something there. Chris blew his entire fucking budget on one player earlier in the season. I don't know who the fuck it was. I hope he doesn't have regrets about it, but he spent all $200 on that one player. So Chris put $0, which is all he had, towards Chase Claypool on the waiver wire. Now, clearly it was unsuccessful. But Chris, I'd love to know in what universe you think the rest of us are that fucking stupid to not even try for Chase Claypool. I don't even know why you tried. Did you think that maybe in some bizarre universe nobody had watched football this week and nobody wanted to try to win? This is the equivalency of going to a Michelin-starred restaurant and doing a dine and dash. All right? You spent all your money elsewhere, and now you're going to put in $0 for Chase Claypool. It's insulting. And you should apologize to all of us for basically spitting in my face and calling me a fucking idiot. That's what that says to me right there. All right? For shame. Derek picked up the Miami Dolphins for $0. Sean Cinder picked up the Browns. Blake put in a $3 bid for Damian Harris, which was not sufficient because I believe Sean put in a bid for $30. So Sean, I don't hate the $30 bid. You got to do what you got to do. But yeah, nobody else bid on it, so you overpaid by $27 for Damian Harris. I put in a bid for Austin Hooper for $5. That was insufficient because Josh, using his big brain, put in a bid for $6, right? Right? What does everybody do? Everybody likes to buy in even numbers, usually of 5. I put in $5. He goes, somebody's going to put in 5, so I'll put in 6. Maybe next time I'll put in 7, an odd number, $9, 11, something like that. So that was the best purchase of the week, was Austin Hooper for $6, because that's as close as you could have gotten. I picked up Ryan Fitzpatrick for $5 after I dropped him last week to pick up Jimmy G, who Jimmy G gave me -1 points. And the week before that, I had picked up Fitzpatrick for $10. So now I'm $15 in on a player I could have bought for $0. So far I'm in the red, $15 to Ryan Fitzpatrick. $5 for Derek Carr for a quarterback that is on a bye, which I overlooked, but we'll continue as to who my offensive player will be. Austin Hooper getting added for $6. Sorbonne bidding $10 for Damian Harris, not enough. So actually, yeah, so it was $20 over, not $27 for Sean. So Josh putting in a bid for $21 to Chase Claypool. You know, this is less insulting than the $0 that Chris tried to do, but it's still insulting. You know, that's like giving a 3% tip at a Michelin-starred restaurant, all right? It's not enough for me to berate you totally, but you need to have more respect for the 2-3 and 3-2 teams that have active waiver budgets. And a lot of teams still had over $190 left, $160, $190. So, you know, that was a terrible bid. It's an insulting bid. I'm going to say it's an insulting bid. Sean picking up Damian Harris for $30. Blake adding Travis Fulgham for $30 and dropping Russell Gage. Correct me if I'm wrong. I thought Tyler picked up Russell Gage on the waivers. I thought so. I'd have to look at the transaction history, but I thought that Russell Gage went earlier this season for like $30 or $40 or something. So I guess he's just fallen off at the Atlanta Falcons. Sean, $35 bid for Chase Claypool. You know, again, when you got players like Chris that are literally putting all $200 on a single player, which, you know, that's the outlier. But I remember very distinctly last year that Blake had picked up Hollywood Brown for like $75 or something and another wide receiver for $75. So this is definitely, you know, we're in dire straits here, people. But the number of injuries and the lack of really talented players available, you know, $35 is just not going to be enough. You got to get off that fucking wallet, Sean. I know you're cheap. I know you are. I know you're conservative. You're tight with your money. You know, you're going to retire one day while I'm still grinding it out. But I get that. But $35 ain't going to fucking cut it. All right? This is a win now kind of mode, not a win next year kind of mode. So then it comes to Blake with an actual realistic $80 bid. $80 for the bid. Now, I changed my bid last night, Blake. At like 12:15, I checked the waivers to see if they had gone through, but for this league, it hadn't gone through yet. And I thought to myself, I was like, you know, there's a lot of teams that have over $150 in budget. And I said, you know, I've got like $125 left. And I said, fuck it. You know, there hasn't been a player that's come along the season thus far that's blown up like this. And I said, fuck it. Maybe he's the next, you know, Antonio Brown. I do not expect that to happen, but what if he is? What do I fucking care? I got nowhere to go but down with my fucking team. So I changed my bid from $75, which would have lost to your $80, to $100 because I thought maybe, you know, people have a mental block with bidding $100 on a player when you only got a $200 budget. Half of my budget on one player? That's crazy. Well, I did it. We'll see if it pays out. It may be the worst decision for me of the season, or it may end up squeaking me into the playoffs. We'll find out, though. We'll have to come back and revisit this later on in the season. But, you know, all of our other 4-1 motherfuckers, they're not moving anything around, you know? They're in high cotton, as they would say. They're made in the shade, high cotton. So, preview for next week. Current matchup. Let's go to... I hate this fucking website. I had everything all set up. I had all my fucking screens open so I could very quickly go through this. And this fucking video camera is driving me nuts. Scoreboard time for this week. Me and Blake are going at it. It's going to be a close game, 115 to 115.7. I am putting my money where my mouth is, Blake, and I am starting Chase Claypool. We will see if that hot streak he had was just an illusion, an oasis in the desert that didn't exist. Arthur, 4-1, projected to lose against Derek. Arthur, and I'm going to tell you this right now, I want all of the 4-1s to lose. I want some better parity here. except for Arthur. You know, Arthur, I want to see you go into. I want you to be 5-1. I'm rooting for you. So Derek, I want you to lose. Josh is 3-2 against Chad. You know, I don't see how Chad can win. I don't think he's going to win. I think that Josh is going to get an easy win and go up to 4-2. Serbone is going up against Chris. Obviously, I want Serbone to win. Against Chris, the man who spits in all of our faces. Sean is playing Jeremy. Of course, I want Sean to win. Sean can do it. It's projected 121, 125. But, you know, all of these, I don't think everybody set their lineups. So, I don't know how. Yeah, because it says you have to play 9 minutes 40. So, obviously, Jeremy, I'm sure his projection will be like 162 points projected or some stupid fucking shit. I want your whole fucking team to explode with injuries so you can feel what it's like, Jeremy. All of them. Not one of them. Not just Julio. All of them. And then we've got... Who's 2 balls in a shaft again? I don't remember. Oh, that's Ryan Vescio. Ryan Vescio is playing Tyler Grumbles. Tyler Grumbles is projected, but again, Ryan Vescio hasn't set his lineup, and I don't know. He probably doesn't set them until like Sunday morning or something. So, you know what? I'll say Tyler, keep it up. I'm rooting for you, big guy. I hope you win. Okay. Well, 16 minutes again. So I have spent an hour and a half recording videos for a 17-minute video. I learned my lesson on this stupid fucking thing, but it looks like it recorded. So good luck to all of my 3-2s and 2-3s that are going up against the 4-1s. I want to get a win. Sorry, Blake. You know, I'd kind of root for you in normal circumstances, but I'm playing you, so I hope Chase Claypool puts up another. I hope he puts up another 4-touchdown game. That's what I hope for. In any case, good luck, and I will see you next week.